We're out of the Champions League. Out of the League of Champions, for real. Who never saw that happening, for real? I'm happy that my team got a spanking. Why? Because half of the time when the team kick ball, I don't know what's happening. But now we want to qualify to get fed to the lines like Baskin. We're out of the Champions League. Out of the League of Champions, for real. Who never saw that happening, for real? I'm happy that my team got a spanking. Why? Because half of the time when the team kick ball, I don't know what's happening. But now we want to qualify to get fed to the lines like Baskin. Our manager, half the fans were sacking. Midfield, I can't deny they were lacking. Backstream staff and team for the friction. Trying to get one over the other like fraction. I'm so surprised we never got packed in. Bayern Munich never came with the action. Something tells me they were stuck in gear 2. They didn't need to, they're relaxing. Woo! Yo, it's the OT99 Banter Room where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Look, we're back again with another show. It's your boy Firms, and I'm going to chop it up today. Following on from the defeat, the crashing out of the Champions League, Manchester United's 1-0 defeat against Bayern Munich. Look, I'm just glad the torch is over, to be honest. I'm glad the torch is over. We saved ourselves from further embarrassment going through to the knockout stages of the Champions League because we just ain't ready. Look, if we're struggling to qualify out of the group with Copenhagen and Galatasaray, we don't deserve to be in the knockout stages of the Champions League. It's as simple as that. I know reports came out where we got, we lost about 30 million odd for not qualifying for Champions League or whatever. But look, I don't care about that stuff. We just ain't ready. We're there to just be going there to be made a mockery of with more memes. We just ain't ready. For that level, we ain't ready, bro. We saw all of the hiccups that we've had. Copenhagen being up 2 goals. Do you understand? Galatasaray leading. All of the time, just letting the goal slip. Conceding the most goals. We broke a record for conceding the most goals in the knockout stages, bro. Like, Manchester United just ain't ready. We're breaking all the wrong records. Get me the most home defeats since Fergie, in his whole tenure. Bro, I thought Oli broke all the records. Do you understand? We just keep finding new records to break. And tonight was another record breaking, performance of just mediocrity. Look, Bayern Munich, they didn't even get out of first gear, second gear at best. They turned the screw when Harry Kane done that defense splitting sort of reverse pass to Coleman. Coleman just finished it off nicely, and that was it. To be honest, Man United, I wouldn't say that game, because Bayern Munich was in second game, we weren't under serious amounts of pressure. Really and truly, the only decent chances came from obviously Coleman's goal, but then Sane, where he had an opportunity where he sort of burst through our midfield and then kind of fluffed it towards the end, the final sort of shot where he needed to put it away, kind of fluffed it there. And then another one where I think Coleman whipped in a ball and then Sane made a mess of it, the cross to finish it off. Other than that, we kind of it was just a normal cruise control game. It was just one of those games. You get me? It's like a training game for them, but they didn't really put us under pressure. To be honest, Manchester United did look better, even though Bayern Munich weren't in top form. Man United looked better in terms of a defensive unit. The midfield didn't look as open. It wasn't like no basketball game going back and forth. I could say that. I compliment people like Amrabat and Scott McTominay for holding their positions. Do you understand? And putting in a little bit of a shift. I commend Garnacho for always trying. He's always that guy that's, looking to take on a guy. Even though, Garnacho, I must say, you can see the golfing class in terms of the wide men, the forwards of Bayern Munich and Manchester United. Garnacho's got all the talent in the world, and I commend him for that. He's a youth, you get me? Just turned 19 in summertime or whatever, like that tune. And he's trying, you get me? And he's got something about him. You obviously scored that wonder goal that could probably never be repeated. One of the best goals out there. You don't score goals like that unless you got a little bit of something about you. But at the same time, when you look at the Bayern Munich's wingers, you look at sort of the Sanes, the Coleman, they got the speed, physicality, directness. They're strong. The balance is there. And you look at our guys, you got Garnacho, you can take on a man, but you can easily get a hench off the ball, go to ground. Same with Palestri. Get me? They just like they're on ice. It's the difference when you go up against men. You understand? This is the upper echelon. This isn't a Premier League type guys, and even that is a struggle and it's hard work. But obviously these guys are more effective in games like that than they are against the top dogs with Bayern Munich, the upper echelons, and you saw it. Even Rasmus Højlund, you didn't see him. And that's the thing I got to talk about with Rasmus Højlund. It's like, for a couple of games now, he's just been invisible. And it raises the question, like, with him. You start to think, like, is it because he's not being fed? Which a lot of people will say, yeah, it's true. Like, he's being starvation. He's not getting fed. Therefore, he's not, in the game. Or is it the fact that he's just not there, not quite good enough? And to be honest, we bought him with always with that in mind, that he's a raw talent. He didn't have a prolific goal scoring record. Do you know what I mean? From the team he came from, he has about 9 goals in all competitions or something like that. And we're going to have to work with him. So we're a little bit optimistic. We knew he had the physicality. We knew he had the size, the speed and that. But the goal scoring prowess, like, was a bit like, you understand? And if he did have that goal scoring prowess, he probably won't even be at Man United. Someone else probably would have came in for him. Do you understand? We paid for potential, with that, what is it, 63 million, 68 million or 70 something million, whatever we paid as a total package. We paid up for potential. He isn't quite there yet. We've seen signs, his hold-up play is really good. His speed and physicality, like I said, is really good. He's a battler. He's a warrior. Do you know what I mean? He can hold up the ball and then bring guys into the game. But at times, he kind of looks a bit too rough around the edges. You understand? And it makes you think, like, was he the right signing? Initially he was brought in to be that second striker, wasn't he? It was supposed to be your Harry Kane's if everything fell into place nicely with him as an understudy. Do you understand? Or Osimhen with him as the understudy. Do you know what I mean? But because of financial reasons, whatever incompetencies we do in the market, we couldn't get that done. And at the end of the day, we just ended up with Rasmus Højlund being our main guy. We ended up leaning on Garnacho to save the day and bail us out of big games like this. We're leaning on Kobe Mainoo, who everyone's commending. And to be honest, he did come on his cameo. All of his games so far, he's looked very composed. It doesn't look like big teams phase him, big names phase him. He's got that sort of composure that is very elite from what I'm seeing in the early stages. Like, whoever he's up against, it doesn't matter. He's going to do him and he's going to play his game. Do you understand? And he always looks like he's not a guy that just like he always thinks about the next step when he receives the ball, is what I've noticed about him as well. It's like he gets that ball, bang, to the next thing. Like, he's not holding it to get picked off him. Do you know what I mean? His press resistant, like I've said many a time here. He's cool, composed, and he plays like a senior player. And you know what? He's playing like one of our best players, if not the best midfielder. And I just hope that we don't ruin this guy, boy. I really hope we don't ruin Kobe Mainoo, because he looks really good. Do you understand? Obviously, he hasn't a big enough sample size to see how he does, when he has a bad game. Can he bounce back from that? Like, how, you know what I mean? We've only seen good snapshot, good cameos. So obviously we want to see more of him. I hope we don't rush him and ease it, we ease him in. But look, these guys are under pressure to deliver now because of all of the incompetencies in terms of the poor signings that we've made over the years, the wasted money. Now we're looking at these guys like Kobe Mainoo to be that guy to save us, Garnacho to be the guys to save us. But to be honest, them man should be getting eased in, worked through slowly and gradually. We should have proper wingers. Like, why can't we have proper white wingers? Why can't we have a proper forward with all that money spent? Why? And this isn't under Erik ten Hag's reign with him spending 400 million. But this is under all the managers that's come. Like, we spent over $1 billion since Fergie left, and we still can't even say, like, I was thinking about it. Yeah. You know how, like, your Liverpools, they have a Mane, or they had a Mane or Salah, where, like, the fan base can unilaterally say, do you know what? We all love this guy. Solid. Or, you look at cities with who they've brought in. Obviously, Haaland, majority of the fan base would say, even though he's not involved in the games like that, majority of the fan base would say that's a quality signing. Or even Aguero, when he was there, fan base can say unilaterally that guy's solid. Who has that player been for Manchester United since Fergie left, that the fan base collectively can say, unanimously can say, yeah, that's the guy? Who? Like, everyone that we signed since Fergie left has not worked out. There's been initial buzz, like your Sanchos, your Di Marias, your Sanchez's, but it's not really worked out. All the signings we've made is either not worked out, been short term, i.e. your Ibrahimovic's, he had a really successful spell, but then he got injured as well, but it was short term, we knew that. Do you understand? Like Falcao's and all of these guys. We haven't had a player with long-term sort of a vision at Manchester United that we signed, and we could all say yes unilaterally. Everyone's raised questions and eyebrows, whether it be Wan-Bissaka saying that he's not good going forward but he's decent defensively, whether it be Martinez, they're saying he's too short and he can't do X, Y, and Z, like whether it be Anthony, you know, like whoever it is. And then my thing is that we've wasted so much money and we ain't got the right people making the right decisions at the right time. We wouldn't even know if we had, like, people that says Eric Ten Hag out, for example, which I don't really care about. I don't disagree. I'm neither here nor there. Like, get rid of Eric Ten Hag. Who do you bring in? Can you even trust us to bring in the right person next to take us to where we need to be? We sell people like Rashford. Sure, whoever you want to say you want to sell in this team. Can you even trust that we're going to spend the money appropriately on the right players that can take us forward? We've been selling guys. Guys have been leaving. Guys have been coming. We've been getting it wrong time and time again. So everyone's all like, oh, Eric Ten Hag out. But don't trust that we're going to even get this right. All you're doing is just being in this loop and this cycle of craziness, insanity, where you want someone to get sacked, bring in someone else, glorifying for 12 months. In the 18th month, you're talking about something else where you want to get him sacked. I can't even be asked to bring myself to be talking about guys like Eric Ten Hag leaving or staying. I just can't be asked, because what we really do need is structure and direction from people that actually understand this game, understand the football, i.e. your CEOs, your directors of football, like people that actually understand it. Since we've had just people that are bankers, people may say, oh, like the Glazers, like they were taking over and all of these guys were in charge when we had Sir Alex Ferguson, and, you know, they managed to win all these titles and blah, 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 blah. Look, Sir Alex Ferguson is one of a kind. One of a kind. People like Sir Alex Ferguson don't come along so often. He's the reason why we won so much. He was able to pave over the cracks. He was able to bring in guys, simple guys like Darren Fletcher, no disrespect, you know, people like Valencia from Wigan, and make it work and win titles because he was that great. He was that great. That it's no coincidence that when Sir Alex Ferguson leaves, almost immediately it's like we were out of this fantasy bubble and we can see how bad the team looked when he left. And all of the cracks started unfolding immediately after he left. It wasn't, it's not a coincidence, because he was that good. He was that good that we weren't even left in a good shape. And now we're trying to chase all of this like glory that he left, when we've just never, we ain't got the players were never good enough. He made them good enough. You know, understand? He's one of a kind. So for me, the Glazers could have been bad. They could have been bad. They could have still been doing poor stuff. And yeah, we could have been winning, but he was just that good. And we ain't going to see another Sir Alex Ferguson. And we don't have Pep Guardiola at our club. You understand? Or Ancelotti, or Zinedine Zidane, potentially, how good he is. I don't know. We ain't got these guys. We got Eric Ten Hag. He came from the Dutch league. You understand? Even when we had Jose Mourinho, we couldn't even, people say, oh, the timing was wrong. We should have brought him in straight after Fergie. Look, who was the decision makers that decided to bring him in when they did? Like, at the end of the day, we went with Moyes. Okay, Sir Alex Ferguson made that recommendation. You can allow that. What about the next one? LVG. Why wasn't it Mourinho then? You understand? Like, why didn't we just hold out and wait for Mourinho? You know? Like, and then the next mistake, and then the next mistake. Okay, you have Mourinho now. We're the same fans. Not everyone, I would say, but we're the same fans that are like, oh, he's riding up these players, blah, 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 toxicity, get rid of him. Those people that was happy when he left. Those people that was happy. Like, we don't even know whether we've got a good manager on. We won't even know if you've got a good manager or not. Like Eric Ten Hag, I don't even, like, yeah, he's not doing well. Yeah, things are fumbling, but things are fumbling under Sir Alex Ferguson days. He almost got close to being fired himself. You understand? Like, I wouldn't know what a good manager looked like. I just trust the board and these men to make the right decisions. Because you know what? Over time, Eric Ten Hag may just shock everyone, may flip things, and may say, do you know what? Okay, I've got what I need. Let me play the style of football I want to play. Because he already come out in an interview and said, do you know what? I can't play the style of football I want to play because of X, Y, and Z. So you know what? Like I said with Eric Ten Hag, it's neither here nor there. Whether he comes, whether he goes, I'm not in that debate. I just want us to know that when we're bringing in the structure in place, we can sell guys with the confidence of getting guys that are going to do the damn thing. Like when we had Ralph Ragnick, that was the time when I was most excited. Not for what he done managing the team, but for what he knew outside of it, his strategic vision. He already said open heart surgery. He already said we needed X, Y, and Z. And a lot of the players he was linked with, quality players. They would have done a lot better than what we've got now. What did we do? Let him go. You know? People say, oh, you know, Eric Ten Hag, he's the one that's making all of these poor decisions. He's the one. Oh, no, he cost us the Champions League, all of this. Look, I'm not here to say that Eric Ten Hag ain't making any mistakes. His decisions are shocking. You understand? Yeah, I know he's had a lot of injuries and stuff, but I've always said with the team that he had, if you're a quality manager, you should be able to get the job done with these players. Like, we're not talking about facing Bayern Munich every day, or even Galatasaray every day. We're up against teams like Luton, West Brom, what do you call it? Wolves. Second half, bottom of the table teams, and we're struggling. So, our home record's obliterated. At least we had that last season. So I know Eric Ten Hag, he makes certain wrong decisions where he plays guys out of position. He's his disputes with players, his substitutions, like a lot of stuff isn't working for him. And I know that. I know he's not playing the football that we brought him in to do. I know that. He's making a lot of mistakes, He holds the blame too. But Eric Ten Hag, whatever anyone thinks about Eric Ten Hag, is the direct consequence of what the decisions were made board level. They decided to bring him in. You understand? The Glazers, Richard Arnold, they made their decisions to say bring in Eric Ten Hag. What you're seeing is a direct result of their decision making. Eric Ten Hag's going to do what he's going to do. You understand? He's going to do what he's going to do. Like, if you want to get it right, bring in the right board. And it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get success and you'll be winning Champions Leagues or whatever, but you got to be in it to win it. I'm sorry, if you don't buy a lottery ticket, you ain't going to win the lottery. Like, most clubs that you see doing well, they've got competent directors of football, competent CEOs, people that understand the football. They ain't got bankers making the decisions and running the clubs. You ain't got people that's not really invested in the sporting side of things other than the commercial side of things running the club. The success of union, like even the Arsenal fans, you see the Edu and Artetas, they're working in unison, harmony. They identify the players collectively together. They understand what they need. They go out and get it. That ain't happening with us. Eric Ten Hag, yeah, we're giving him the power to go and sign these players, and he ain't even really good at identifying players. He just goes and gets guys that he's worked with, and I know a lot of managers do that, but the guys that he's worked with are just not at the level to be doing bits in the Premier League with Manchester United. I'm sorry, a lot of the signings that he's made, there's question marks around it. And why is it that there's always a question mark around the signings we make? Let's just get it right. Look, Liverpool went and bought Szoboszlai and everyone's happy. Just give us a couple of these guys. Martinez is the closest one, to be fair. Casemiro had a decent spell, but look, he's not even playing no more. There's rumours about him being sold. There's always talk about his age as well. There was always question marks about his style, opposite to De Jong. Like, I rate Casemiro. I rate him highly. But why is there question marks about, why do you go from De Jong to Casemiro? Like, why is there question marks? They're two different type of players. There's just always a question mark. And I just want the right people making the right decisions about who we bring in terms of managers, coaches, players, etc. Like, we see Luke Shaw now injured. Maguire, that never gets injured, is injured. Luke Shaw's injured. We just got him back from a long spell. What is our fitness team doing? It needs a refresh. The best thing that we're doing this season is having guys on the injury table. Everyone just keeps getting injured. What are they doing? Who cleared Luke Shaw to be ready to play? Like, who? I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. But obviously, Eric Ten Hag, the thing I don't worry about Eric Ten Hag is because that stuff takes care of itself. Like Eric Ten Hag, if he keeps losing games, he's gonna leave. Like it's the easiest thing to change, really. The most difficult thing to change is the board members, the owners, and that's the big challenge. And a lot of the focus is being taken away from that to minuscule things that's happening on the pitch. Really, in the grand scheme of things, that's light work compared to the big changes that needs to happen above. It's light work. So I can't be asked to really focus on. I can't really be asked to be focused on Eric Ten Hag, what he's doing right and what he's not doing. Because, to be honest, next year or the year after that, most likely, probably sooner, he might not even be here anyway. It's a good chance he won't with what's happening now. So it's going to take care of itself. When it does, who's going to be making those decisions to bring in a new manager? What's the vision going to be? What's their philosophy going to be like? How are we going to make sure that he thrives? Because we haven't been doing it with any of our managers thus far. So we're going to have the same situation again. Like, we're already in the matrix, bro. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for it. Look, we're out of the Champions League. It's a despicable performance. The whole campaign of the Champions League was a despicable performance. But we're out now. We ain't got no European football. And I think we need to be like that. Regardless of the money, we need to focus on what we're trying to do on this pitch. We need to have less games so guys can actually recover and recover well. You understand? And try to save whatever we can of this Premier League campaign. Because, to be honest, European football is a distraction. You go into Europa League, what Liverpool's waiting for you, we're getting smoked anyway. You understand? So, look, I can't be fussed. I can't be fussed, man. We are where we deserve to be. And we just need to focus. We need to really focus on what we're trying to do on this pitch. What style, what identity are we trying to bring? What are we trying to showcase? Because right now, every single fan's confused, including myself. And it just doesn't make sense. So the pain's over, man. We keep moving. We keep moving, bro. And yeah, that's it. Stressful, man. It is absolutely stressful. Look, Liverpool soon come. And I don't even know what the result is going to be like that, you know. I don't even know what the result is going to be. When is that? On the 17th, right? We've got Liverpool away from home. You'll never walk alone. Chants all down our ears. I don't know what the scoreline's going to be. Got West Ham. After that, away again. Then we got Villa. You already know. They already peppered City and Arsenal. It's going to be long. Look, if Eric Ten Hag can survive this, there's a good chance that he's going to be our manager, man, come New Year, man. But stress. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts, man. Let me know your thoughts on where you see this club going, man. And whether you think Eric Ten Hag will still be our manager come January, February. It's going to be a tough one, man. It's a tough one for him. And yeah, just remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Support, share, leave comments, do what you do. Till next time, peace.